Live from Hollywood, California, it's
Lights, camera, Stefen.
Okay. See a lot of movie reviews on YouTube. It's a lot of people giving their stupid opinion on stupid movies. Stuff you wouldn't even want to see. Me, I've got the best opinions, so I'm going to share them with all of you, my loving fans. Today, all about aliens. Who's out there? Who's trying to get us? Who's trying to probe our butts with their fingers? 2 movies, 2 aliens. 1 bad, 1 fucking awesome. First off, let's begin with E.T. Okay, before we start, I'm just gonna say there's like no kills in this movie, like at all. Like, if you're looking for an action, then I wouldn't even bother watching this fucking movie. Just a heads up, I'm pretty much saving you all like 3 hours of boringness. Alright, let's get into it. We open up at nighttime on a grassy hill, and there's like this freaking UFO that lands, and all these like ET guys come out, and their heart starts to glow. The FBI's after them. It's like, why would you turn your heart on, idiots? And then I think one guy gets left behind, or he stays for some reason, and he's supposed to be ET. Oh, big spoiler alert! So we get to this place where these guys are sitting around the table smoking and drinking. They're like kids, and one of them ordered pizza or something.
A pizza? Yeah, who said you guys could order a pizza, huh?
And the mom's like, you can't eat pizza.
A pizza? Yeah, who said you guys could order a pizza, huh?
Or something. And the kid goes out into the backyard because he thinks the pizza delivery guy's here. And he's checking the backyard. Doesn't even make fucking sense. And then a ball rolls out. And instead of friggin' looking into the shed where the ball rolled out of, like any other human being would, he stands there and is friggin' scared. Goes back inside and he steps on the fucking goddamn pizza.
Nice one, Elliot.
It was an accident. A pizza? Yeah, who said you guys could order a pizza, huh?
Anyways, after he goes looking, listen, I'm just going to make this short and simple. He goes through the woods or the freaking cornfields. I don't know. They ripped it off from signs. And then he finds E.T., who, and let me tell you, it's all downhill from here. That is like the scariest part of the whole fucking movie. There's nothing else that's scary about this movie. Like what was probably the best part? Whatever. Kid runs away. E.T. runs away. He goes home, I think. And he calls his mom a penis breath.
There's nothing like that, penis breath! Elliot! Sit down.
I don't know who fucking wrote it in my notes, but because that's kind of funny. Then he starts leaving a trail of Smarties everywhere so E.T. can follow them. Find the kid, so the kid can trap him. Does he trap him? No. Shit's so fucking dumb. My problem with this scene is that, number 1, aliens don't eat fucking candy. And 2, I'm pretty sure they already did this fucking on Family Guy. So anyways, the kid skips school to hang out with E.T. Yada yada yada. So we cut to later when his sister and one of his brothers get home from school, and he shows them E.T. I'd be lying if I didn't mention that the only fucking famous person in this fucking movie is 5-year-old sister goddamn Drew Barrymore, who's later earned her acting chops in more well-known Adam Sandler flicks. At least we get to see the famous face in this movie. Jesus fucking Christ. So we got to the next day, and the kid's in school, right?
Where's he from? Uranus? Get it? Your anus? He doesn't get it, Ty. Get it? Your anus? He doesn't get it.
You're so immature.
And you're such a sinner supremus.
Zero charisma.
Sinner supremus.
Zero charisma.
Sinner supremus.
Shut up, Greg.
Sinner supremus.
Zero charisma.
You win.
And E.T.'s a stay-at-home alien or whatever. Fuck, might as well be a stay-at-home mom or something. Starts dressed in his dad's clothes. Which, where the hell is the fucking dad? Like, they don't even mention him in the fucking movie. E.T. goes to the fridge, opens up a can of beer. Not a Busch, not a fucking Jamie, but a fucking Coors Light. Of all fucking beers. Like, how much did the guys on E.T. have to pay Coors for the product placement? Like, their whole fucking budget? Okay, so this is where things start getting, like, really weird and confusing. Don't make sense. So E.T. is starting to build a device out of this freaking toy and, like, empty coffee cans. And they starts getting sick for some unknown reason, and now the government's watching. Like, how do they even know he's at the kid's house? I don't know. Potholes? A bounty? So anyways, it's like the next day is like Halloween, right? And all of a sudden, E.T.'s not sick anymore, and spoiler alert, he's dressed up like a fucking ghost! This has nothing to do with what's going on in the movie, so they could have totally left this part out, but anyways. Where was I? It's Halloween. They're all dressed up. They go trick-or-treating. And then for some reason, I don't know if they got drunk or they got whatever, but the next day, the kid wakes up in the woods by himself. And then he walks around and finds E.T. in the river dying. Plot hole again. Like, really? And this is supposed to be like one of the best movies of all time. Please explain that one. But anyway, the kid finds E.T. in the river. Takes him home somehow. I don't know how. Carries him or something, but only to pass out again when he gets home on his bathroom floor. His mom finds him, then the government comes, and this is just where it starts. It's just starting to not make any fucking sense at all. So we cut to a scene where they're in the hospital, right? And E.T.'s in the coffin thing, and the kid is all of a sudden not sick anymore, and the government's like, "Oh no, you can't see E.T." But then he says, "How can I talk to him for a minute?" And for some reason, I don't know why, because the government doesn't want to talk to E.T. He lets the kid freaking talk to E.T. And all of a sudden, E.T. begins to become awake again, and it doesn't make sense. And then the flower, which is, I guess, supposed to represent E.T. was dying, but now come back to life, which pretty much signifies E.T.'s coming back to life, I guess? Shit makes no fucking sense. So the kid steals E.T., put him in a basket and starts riding off on his bicycle, right? Wait, how the fuck does an alien know how to ride a bike? And then out of nowhere, all of a sudden, his friends pop out of nowhere and they start riding with him. And then there's a police roadblock. Okay, I gotta admit, the scene's pretty cool. Anyways, they're riding their bikes, and there's like these cops, and then they start to fly into the air. That was a pretty cool scene, I gotta admit. Like, I know that they had to use strings to make the bikes lift, but like, this is before the glorious days of realistic CGI. So, I mean, they probably put these children actors in danger by like hanging them on some strings or whatever, but you know, it worked. I gotta admit, that was probably like the coolest part of the whole fucking movie. Wow, and that's saying a lot. We're only at 3 hours and like 45 minutes into the fucking movie. Like, finally, some fucking real action, boys. Alright. I'm getting sick of this fucking movie. I'm just gonna wrap it up. I'm just gonna do this real quick. So they land in the forest, and I guess that the device E.T. made called the UFO back, and they're all there, you know. The mother, brother, sister, E.T., the kid, and who knows whoever the fuck else is there. E.T. goes on a spaceship, he looks at the main character and says, "I'll be right here." Then they cry, they hug, and the UFO goes up in the air, leaving a rainbow behind, symbolizing how gay this movie fucking really is. Now, let's rate this thing. You know, I actually had to sit and watch this movie for 3 fucking hours from beginning to end. I actually did this for you guys, not for me. I gotta say, this is probably one of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my life. Like, they stole everything from so much freaking other TV shows, movies. And the thing is I don't get the hype. I know it's supposed to be like the greatest movie of all time, but I don't get it. I just don't. It was boring, it was stupid. There's one scary part, The part where they go up on the bicycle over the moon, like, that's pretty cool. I'll give it that. Drew Barrymore's in it. And that's it. Like, no other famous people are affiliated with this movie at all. Pretty fucking dumb. It was pretty dumb. I'm gonna have to give this movie a 1 out of 10 stars. Like, this is just horrible. Like, there's so many potholes, but alright. Now, to get the bad taste out of my mouth, let's go and talk about an actual good movie. Signs. A masterpiece of theater. Hear the opening notes, that iconic score, and the terror grips my soul. We fade from the credits. There's our leading man, the great Mel Gibson, breaker of worlds, actor of extraordinaire, fucker of that sweet puss. Silence, then a scream. A child cries out in fright. Fright is right. While this movie has no body count that we can see, we can assume the death tolls are in the hundreds of millions of billions. These beings from another world are dangerous, deadly, and they're leaving us a message. A mystery. A wonder. What are the signs? Is that a sign right there? Could this just be the Lionel and the Wolfman brothers messing around? Or could it be something stranger? Mel Gibson and his brother, Joaquin Phoenix, burst through their cornfield to see the scariest part of this movie. A child with autism.
Morgan, what's happening?
I have to say, this in general is one of Mel Gibson's greatest performances. He plays the father of a town who finally got rid of his bitch wife, but throughout the movie, he keeps saying that he doesn't want to be a father anymore because he hates God, because God took his wife away. Honestly, it's the only unrealistic part of this fucking movie. Washing Penis, on the other hand, gives one of the greatest performances. He plays an ex-basketball player who almost got his toes licked by a beautiful woman, but he fucked it all up because he could not strike out like a dumbass. How hard is it to hit a ball with a bat? Felt wrong not to swing my ass. This guy's just a retard. As this movie goes on, you'll notice that all the dialogue seems completely natural, especially from the children, because they sound like real children. Except for the boy, but I can excuse that because he has autism, so he can't speak like a regular person, so it's okay. He's weird. Even when they go to town to speak to some rubies and some creepy general. As the movie goes on, you'll notice that all the dialogue seems completely natural. Did I do that one already?
Yeah.
No. Oops. Then you see the guy who killed Mel Gibson's wife in town. Oh fuck. He pussies out and it doesn't do anything though. Because he was a father and believes that you should forgive people at some point. Forgive him? Fuck, he killed your wife. Throw a fucking parade. One of the greatest pieces of horror that might Shalamalan I think I said that right. Shalamalan does is his directing. Is the jump scares. I swear to God, when the black thing was on the roof later that night, I pissed my fucking pants. I gotta say, there are a lot of funny parts in this movie. Like after they see the black thing on the roof, when Mel Gibson said he wasn't gonna swear, but then he did. It was so funny. And he just said, "Ready for an ass whooping?" Just like Cock and Enos did. Robin Kleenex is the funniest part of the movie. When he tells that story about when the chick almost puked in his mouth. And it was so funny. Or like the time when Mel Gibson came in. And he was wearing the tinfoil like the kids. It was so fucking funny. Or like the time where the kids was going to use his tape to videotape the news footage. And it said swimsuit special. He was jacking off. It's after Zenas Saprinus gives his puke story that Mel Gibson gives his most Oscar-worthy speech yet. It's about how, like, we're all on our own in this world and, like, no one is looking out for us. It's really deep. And if I was the Academy, I would have given Mel Gibson a Lifetime Achievement Award because of that speech. Unfortunately, the Academy is as stupid as Mel Gibson is talented. He also says that his wife said to tell Joker to swing away. Don't forget to remember that part, boys and girls. After that, the news roll. We first catch a glimpse of the signs. Oh, fuck. Best part of this movie. Oh, beer's the wrong way. Unlike other movies I can think of, where the bad guys are realistic. Mel Gibson first sees the signs under a wooden door. One of their greatest kryptonites. They have trouble getting through doors, even though they've mastered space travel. Think about it this way. If you'd already mastered time and space, why would you even need to enter a fucking door? Wouldn't it make sense that doors would be confusing and scary? Kind of like what doors in the past for us would be like? I bet E.T. can open a door. Realistic Spielberg. After that, Mel Gibson discovers the most bone-chilling moment of them all. The signs. They're not just there to harvest our planet, they're there to harvest us all. He gets home to his family, and they board up the windows, and then they eat dinner. But his autistic kid is a dick, and tells Mel Gibson he wished Mel Gibson wasn't his dad, and that Mel Gibson let his mom die. This kid is so fucking gay. Mel Gibson gets cheesed at this shitty kid, because he made them all this stuff, and he didn't eat. But then he cries. And he cries, I like a pussy, and hugs his son like a faggot. Oh fuck! The signs are trying to get in. Mel Gibson tells the story when the boy was born, and there's a bunch of blood and shit, and mentions of his dead mom. It's actually very soothing. It makes sense why he would tell this to a scared child. They're under the basement, and this is where the story gets really fucking scary. I'm talking like Annabelle 2 scary. It's fucking dark. The little girl is like screaming, and we see the creature's hands. Watch out. Watch out, autistic boy. It's got you. Then the boy starts dying, because he didn't have his pussy medicine at the end, but I wish he would die. He was a dick. If Mel Gibson was my dad, I'd be so fucking happy. Mel Gibson saves his life. He's the best actor of all fucking time. And the best dad, too. Fuck. I wish I had a dad. Suddenly, as quickly as they came, the aliens fuck off. Mel Gibson hears about this and tries to get his son's medicine, but then they see it. And there it is. The signs. The creepiest aliens since the guys from Alien vs. Predator. I'm really fucking pissing my pants over here, bro. Like Jaws, suspense built up before you see the signs and is masterful. It takes like fucking forever, but in a good way. Because like what your mind can picture is the scariest part. But when you do eventually get to see the signs, it's the scariest part. They do the flashbacks when Mel Gibson sees the signs to the time Mel Gibson's wife died, to his Oscar speech. Perfect way to remind the audience about what happened. His wife says, tell fucking Beavis to swing away. Remember that part? Oh yeah. I fucking told you to remember that part. Remember when I said that? He also says that his wife said to tell Joker to swing away. Don't forget to remember that part, boys and girls. Oh yeah, I told you. I have to quickly mention that the CGI is incredible. Almost makes me think this movie was made in our time. Possibly even better. I'll tell you this. The signs, look, a lot realer than other fucking stupid, fucking idiot aliens I know about. At the end, the signs of Mel Gibson's kid. I kept yelling, yeah, kill that little fucking homo. No such luck. Because remember when Mel Gibson's wife told Mel Gibson to tell stalking tree nuts to swing away. That part I told you to remember. Well, Mel Gibson remembers it. Then Mel Gibson tells gawking Venus to swing away. And swing away he does. He beats the fuck out of that thing like it's his dick after. Well, I guess it's like his dick. And then my Shubalam gives us his greatest twist of all time. The signs. They get burned by water. Makes sense if you think about it. Where would aliens come from? A world with a lot of fire on it? Because stars are like fire, and aliens live on stars. And if fire doesn't burn you, then what would? Or put it this way, what does fire hate the most? Oh yeah, water. And where are the people of Earth supposed to get water anyways? There's no water in a cornfield. Which is why they tried to kill Mel Gibson's son with their poisonous wrist cocks. At first we think the kid is dead because he swallowed the toxic signs come. But his lungs were closed when he was poisoned. So there's a reason the kid had asthma. I think you mean autism. The signs are defeated, and the world is saved. So then Mel Gibson becomes a father once more. 10 out of 10. Will an alien movie ever be as masterfully directed, written, acted, and directed as Signs? We will never know. What I do know for sure is that E.T. is an unrealistic, boring piece of trash that makes no fucking sense. It makes no Signs? Well, I guess that wraps up Joe fucking E.T.
Heard you didn't like my movie, faggot. Come get some if you're man enough. Tell your bitch ass mama I'm here for a sucking too.
Tell fucking Beavis to swing away. Remember that part? Oh yeah. I fucking told you to remember that part. Remember when I said that?
Oh yeah.
Ow, please stop, Stefan, please, no more, I can't take it, please, if you let me go I'll suck your dick.
You want a finger, mama? I'll give you a finger, mama.